We need to talk about Nikita. This guy needs to go ASAP. Yo, what is up, everyone? My name is Jeff Krause, and welcome back to another episode of Inside Lines. Hope you guys are having a good day. This is when things are a bit serious. So we're gonna change from blue to red. There we go. Set the mood. Okay, Nikita Mazepin. We know that he's going to be in Formula One for 2021. He takes over, replacing, I believe, Romain Grosjean. Mick Schumacher takes over, I believe, Kevin Magnussen. I don't know how it works, but basically, the plan is for Mazepin to be part of the F1 grid, racing for Haas F1 in 2021 alongside Mick Schumacher. However, if he keeps up the actions that he's been doing as of late, I don't see him having any ride in racing, much less Formula One. Now, for those of you who don't know, for a short time, on Nikita Mazepin's, I believe it was Instagram, his story on Instagram, showed a video. Now, I'm not going to show this video, mainly because I just don't know. I don't feel comfortable putting it on here, but I will leave a link in the description down below if you want to check the video out yourself. But basically, I'm going to describe it for you. It shows Nikita just filming himself, or filming the car, or filming someone driving, and then he looks to his left, and then there's a girl in the back seat. He reaches over and decides, for some reason, while filming, to go over and grope her. Basically, grab her breast. The woman, it was sort of like in an X position, like trying to, push him away. And then that was it. That was the story. Now, it was up for a short amount of time before Nikita deleted it. Obviously, because, this is basically a form of sexual assault, right? Okay, well, now this is when the story gets a bit weird. Because apparently that girl from that video then posted this on her Instagram story. It said, "Hey guys, I just want to let you know Nikita and I have been good friends for a long time, and nothing from that video was serious at all. We trust each other so much, and this was a silly way of joking between us. I posted this video on his story as an internal joke. I'm truly sorry. I can give you my word. He's really a good person, and he would never do anything to hurt me or humiliate me." Okay, I have a bit of a problem with this. First of all, she said here that I posted this video on his story. Nikita is filming it. He's filming it. Why, like, I don't get if he's filming it, why would you post it on his story? That makes no sense. If he's filming it, why would you post it? It makes no sense. Another part that I have an issue with is because, okay, if this is real, like if this is true, if this is her saying, hey, me and him, this is normal for us, we're okay with doing this stuff, then fine. It's a bit weird, but fine. But I've heard a lot of people say that this could be a form of blackmail, like maybe because Mazepin's father is very, very rich, probably might have paid off this girl so that Nikita could maybe go on her Instagram, type up this apology and post it, or they paid her to say, hey, keep your mouth shut, just say everything's okay. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard people say that, so that whole situation is a bit murky, to say the least. It's still messed up, and the fact that I still don't believe this apology, mainly because of that part where he said that she posted it, but he was filming it. Makes no sense. So I'm going to assume that this was Nikita that posted it onto his Instagram. First of all, why the hell would you post something like that? Who thought, it'd be a great idea, let me go on my Instagram story and have an audience. I'm a Formula One driver. It'll be a great idea. Let me just go over and grope someone's breast. Yeah, that's a great idea. Fantastic. Good job, Nikita. You donuts. Now, of course, when this was posted on social media, like on Twitter, for example, everyone blew up. The whole social media platform just blew up. Nikita started trending. A lot of people wanted him to be fired. I will get to that in a little bit. But then he posted an apology across the social media platforms. And just to give you an idea of the reaction from that apology, someone replied to it by the name of Neron, the official FNG, sent simply put 3 words, suck your mum. And that has almost 4,000 likes compared to Nikita's nearly 2,000 like apology. So that just gives you an idea that the reaction was not that good. And once you read the apology, I don't blame people for not believing him. This apology is horrible. So let's take a read. Shall we? He said, "I would like to apologize for my recent actions, both in terms of my own inappropriate behavior and the fact that it was posted onto social media." That right there alone, that already makes your apology completely meaningless. You apologize that the fact that it was posted on social media. The fact that he said, "I would like to apologize," basically for the fact that it was posted on social media. That's along the same lines of, "I'm sorry you caught me," or "I'm sorry you found out about it." It's like, no, we don't want you to apologize for that. We want you to apologize for groping someone's breasts. Like, where does this... The fact that you post on social media, that part right there already just kills it, because that is your typical YouTube apology of, "Oh, I'm sorry you feel this way," or like, "I'm sorry if you feel sad about this, I'm sorry you feel that way." It's like, no, that's not a genuine apology. You're just trying to save your ass, trying to save face by apologizing, but not really apologizing. So that alone already killed your apology, but let's keep going. "I'm sorry for the offense I have rightly caused and to the embarrassment I brought to Haas F1 team. I have to hold myself to a higher standard as a Formula 1 driver, and I have acknowledged I have let myself and many people down. I promise I will learn from this." Okay, I just want to read this part here. I have to hold myself to a higher standard as an F1 driver. No. What you should have said was, I have to hold myself to a higher standard as a decent human being. Because keep in mind, this is not the first time there's been a lot of backlash against Nikita Mazepin. I think this is in fact the 4th or 5th time in a short amount of time. First of all, let's go back 2 or 3 years earlier, when he was in F2, and he punched Cam Ayat in the face. That already put him in a bad spot. Secondly, you had this post on Instagram with the fans basically saying that his followers were saying racist messages to him. And Nikita responded basically by saying, "Welcome to the real world." Like this is normal. Like, hey, you're gonna get racist stuff. Racist words. Welcome to the real world. No, that's not it at all. The fact that he offered no form of apology, said nothing like that already is a major red flag. But let's keep going. Remember the George Russell incident when Nikita said, "I have a secret about you, mate, that people might call a coming out"? First of all, in what way is it your business to get into about anyone's sexuality? If George Russell's gay, bi, straight, whatever the case may be, that's his deal. That's his business. You have no right to speak about this subject. And if he isn't gay, if he is straight, I'm just saying, like if he was straight, the fact that you're just saying that, you're just being a complete ass, alright? And just an overall shitty human being. Oh, but don't worry. We got more messages. There's more stuff about Nikita. With the platform you have and the audience you have, what is one thing that you should not do? Pull a Lombard maybe, and make girls feel incredibly uncomfortable on social media. I mean, right away, you start off by saying, "Come on, I can't see anything." I presume that ass is nice but covered. Ugh, I cringe even reading this part. This is to a random fan, and that's how you start off a conversation already, by asking pics of a girl's butt. Yeah, real mature. And then to another fangirl wanting her to come to a race to see him. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. Okay, before I get into it, just want to say there's a check mark on it. That's because Nikita changed his Twitter handle. And because of that, when you change your Twitter handle, your verified goes away for a little bit. It might come back, it might not, I don't know. But that's why currently at the moment, you don't see a check mark. But in these Instagram or these Twitter DMs, you do. That's because this was before he changed his user handle. All of these actions that Nikita has done with the incident with the George Russell, now with the girl and groping her, the messages to random fangirls, asking one for nudes to one fangirl. The fact that we have not heard anything from the FIA. The only thing we've heard from was from Haas F1. They said, simply put, Haas F1 team does not condone the behavior of Nikita Mazepin in the video recently posted on his social media. Additionally, the very fact that the video was posted on social media is also abhorrent to Haas F1 team. The matter is being dealt with internally, and no further comment shall be made at this time. Okay, that was it. That's all we've heard from. We haven't heard anything from the FIA or from Formula 1. This is complete BS, because I want to bring up an incident that happened a few months ago. I believe it was in Mugello. Mugello, I think it was a Tuscan Grand Prix. I think I mispronounced the name, but that was when Lewis Hamilton got up on the podium and had a Breonna Taylor shirt. And the shirt said, say her name on the back end with her face on. The FIA investigated that and banned that. One day. No, actually, I think it was either hours after or the day after. That was with a shirt. And the message was nothing bad. It was having to deal with racial injustice. It was nothing bad. Okay, it wasn't like there wasn't like there was like saying any racial slurs on it. It was to try and spread the message about racial injustice. That was it with Lewis Hamilton's shirt. The deal with Nikita, it's just straight up harassment with girls, both through text and through physical contact. And the deal with George Russell, which I just am in shock about. The fact that he didn't condone that fans of his were sending racist messages to a random person. The fact that he didn't say anything or didn't condone that about that situation also boggles my mind. And the fact that we've heard nothing from the FIA is ridiculous. This is a rule book from the FIA, and it says respect of the FIA's objectives and interests. Basically, the last line I'm going to read out here is not to cause by words, actions, or writings damage to the standing and / or reputation of or loss to the FIA, its bodies, its members, or its management, and more generally on the interests of motorsport and on the values defended by the FIA. This is a driver that's going to be, looks like to be on the F1 grid in 2021. He's going to be one of 20 drivers that's going to race in the highest form of motorsport in the world. He might be one of 20, but that driver, Nikita, is a part of Formula One. He is representing the sanctioning body. And with the actions that he has done, they're going to place that blame also on you, Formula One, because you're not doing anything. You're allowing this to happen. You have this phrase of "we race as one," this campaign to push for human rights and for equality. Yet, what's the stuff with Nikita, huh? What's the deal? We haven't heard anything about this. And again, this is not the first time. This is the 4th, 5th, or 6th time. Now is the time we need to hear something about it. Because in my opinion, this "we race as one" campaign has been complete BS. Because you can't have a campaign about human rights and then race at events like China, race at events like Bahrain, and race at events like Saudi Arabia next year, which is complete opposite of human rights. They don't know that definition. That's not in their vocabulary. If they are really, really serious about this, they would take huge action. I'm talking about massive actions on this. Now, let's talk about Haas F1. The only reason why Mazepin is even in this position in the first place is because of his money. His dad is loads richer than Lance Stroll's father. So, that's the only reason why he was even in this position in the first place. I'm not saying Mazepin can't drive because we've seen he can be a really good driver, but let's just be honest, the majority of the reason why he's even in this position in F1 is because of his money. Haas F1 took that chance because they were in financial trouble. After the whole debacle with Rich Energy, Haas F1, they needed a pay driver, basically to help them stay afloat and to help them thrive. But now, Haas F1's at a crossroads. Do you take the greedy route or do you take the moral route? The moral route would be to fire Mazepin and hire another driver. Maybe bring back Magnussen or Grosjean or Callum Ayat, I don't know. But to fire Mazepin, that'd be the moral route. The greedy route would be to keep him solely based because of the money. As much as I hate to say this, I want to see him fired. He needs to go. Unfortunately, I don't see him being fired. I still see him being in the car once the green flag drops in 2021 in Australia. And the reason why is because of the money. Unfortunately, in motorsport nowadays, money talks. Doesn't matter how bad of a driver you are or the stuff you have done, if you've got money, the owner will take it. That's simply how it is. And I feel like this could be another situation because, again, this is not the first time. This is the 4th, 5th, or 6th time, and still nothing has been done. Hopefully this time might be different because of the fact that this is after he's now a Formula One driver. And the incidents I talked about were prior when he was in F3, when he was in F2, and I think during a time in F2 when he wasn't winning and wasn't being competitive, so there was not much of a spotlight on him. Now there is, and he's still doing this stuff. I get it. He brings in money. But where is the line? There should be a moral line. And Nikita has crossed that line. Miles crossed that line. He hasn't just tipped over it. He has leapfrogged that line. But I think, simply put, because of the money that him and his father is going to bring into that team, I just don't see Haas. Because, again, they're in financial trouble. They're in deep trouble with money. I just don't see them firing Mazepin because of that money. I want him fired, but I will be shocked if he does get fired. Just because I know and I've seen how motorsports has been played out over the years when drivers and they have done really bad stuff and they're still in their rise simply because of the money they bring into that team. I can't see, even though with how bad this situation is and how much of a garbage human being Nikita Mazepin is, I don't know. I just can't see him being fired. I just simply can't. Again, I want him to, but I don't know. The ball is in Haas F1's court because I don't think the FIA and Formula One are going to do jack about it. I think this is going to be all on Haas, and they can either choose to keep Mazepin and take the moral route, or take the greedy route, or fire him and take the moral route. But I'm gonna end it off there. I'm recording for nearly 30 minutes, and my voice is starting to go away. So yeah, that's probably the most active I've been on an episode of Inside the Lines in quite some time. But hopefully you enjoyed my rant. What are your thoughts on Nikita Mazepin? I think I know what your response is going to be, but still like to hear in the comment section down below, as well as Montoya going back to Indianapolis and competing in the Indy 500 in 2021 with McLaren, as well as the updates on IRP returning back into a major racing series schedule with the SRX. And what are your thoughts on the new car? Again, leave all your thoughts in the comment section down below. But until next time, my name is JettMDK, and I'll see you guys next time.